comparison to the game, I guess. Because if I turn my mic up, it picks up the fan. And if I turn my mic down, it makes me quiet. So... is it just I'm quiet in comparison to the game, or...? Right, that should be better. For fuck's sake. How about now? Because my controller disconnected itself again. Is that any better? Right, good. What the hell was I doing? Locate the site where the bombing took place. Retrieve the necklace. Where does that one go? That one goes over there. That one's on the way. And that one's right here, so we'll do this one first.
For now, everything seems under control, more or less.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden. Something's.
I think I know where this is.
My guess is they're recruiters.
Some call this the Vampyr town.
Alright, I mean, it seems smoother for me. But...
Hypocrites all. Maggots and liars.
It's locked.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Ah.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard. Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Why does my controller keep doing this? It shouldn't do this.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
Have you no remorse? You don't even deny your crimes.
I have many weaknesses, Dr. Reed, but lying about who I am ain't one of them.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Alright then.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
Because that's an excuse, isn't it?
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
Yep. controller disconnected itself again. This is going to be a fun stream, because every time my mouse moves, my controller disconnects itself. And it won't connect itself again. Brilliant.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
There we go.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Oof.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I understand your mother's situation. Obtaining justice at the price of betraying her own flesh. It's quite a dilemma.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Looks like we've got new hints then.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Right, the next one is this one. This is a bridge from the start. Oh, this is where I've been. Just collecting everything as we run across and zoom across the bridge. See someone sleeping here. That was money, and I want to go take it. Excuse me a second. Right. Let's carry on. Aluminium shard. Why is there more bodies on the bridge now? I wonder. I've read those. Right, let's run down and have a look. I need to locate where the bombing took place.
This is no place for a gentleman. Steady, boys.
Ah, this is easy.
I'm human. Kill it. Watch it.
Bombing should have been around here, or at least should be.
Look lively. It's time, vermin.
Oh my god!
Wow, this is interesting. As if I'm still getting a few experience for killing them in the solo level. That's the house from the start.
Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects.
Oh, is there a flower or something we can pick up then? Yeah, find some flowers to pay respect to the victims. Ah, there they are. Yeah, I fiddled around with some streaming settings and stuff, so now hopefully the stream's a lot better.
May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace.
Now I'll sit back in bed while you and enjoy whilst you clap some ass. Yeah, I mean, let's try either one. Might as well do that while I'm over here, which is on the opposite side to where I am, which shouldn't be too hard, especially considering how easy the enemies are in this area. Well, that didn't work perfectly, did it?
Watch yourselves! Die, vermin!
Thank you. You know what? I wish I could dual wield like that. It'd be so cool. A dual wielding vampire? Yes, please. What's up there? Things to steal, that's what's up there.
It's locked, all right.
Oh, okay. Any more things to steal?
I cannot enter.
Right, it's the other side that's locked from. Oh, this is the house from before. In the very beginning of the game. Which is there, which I've just run around from. So I can try going across this way. It's just where I've come from.
This place. Rain may have washed away the blood, but not the memory. My poor Mary.
So the grave diggers should be around here. Oh, knowing this game, they're bodies. Warning note. Hello boys. About your last message concerning our mission to loot corpses in Southwark. I'll only say it once, deal with it, and be glad I don't report your protest to Edwina. She might go there herself to cut your balls off. A little bird also told me you made a few jokes about what I saw by the pier, so now I'm just a loony scared by his own shadow, or a nutcase who mumbles and trambles like an old woman about ghost stories. Good. I like it when my boys are happy. Be assured that nutcase will come piss on your bloody carcasses after the fucking monster I saw has sucked your brains out. Enjoy the following nights, fellows. I heard they'll be foggy and rainy. Booth Digby. Oof.
This is my watch. Damn grave robbers.
Well, at least he got his watch back. I go down here? Oh, it'd be pretty cool if I could just wander down there, but I can't. But I saw something shiny. Oh, it's a poster. Never mind. So, now I need to head back. Although, I can hear skulls for some reason. Which likely means there's probably a few skulls around somewhere. Do I leave footprints? No, no, I don't. That's boring. Right, well, let's carry on. I need to head over there. And I can't zoom, so I have to go over the bridge. It seems to be running smoother for me, so I hope it stays like that over the stream. Oh, Jonathan's one heavy-footed bloke. Don't need to drink the rats at the moment. So in this area there's Booth Digby and Edwina, who I need to speak to, as well as the guy who told me to go about the bombing. And that guy's right there.
With the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
Oh.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
Yeah, he too died that day.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
That's interesting.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Well, that's depressing. Now,
Goodbye.
just
Mr.
need to
Delaney.
find Edwina.
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Where is he? Oh, around here. Alright. I think they're around here, because that one jumps across. There's Rufus, there's Seymour. That's not what I wanted. Might be over this side actually. That's skulls, so no, they're not. So, where on earth are they?
To every night, a darkness, and every dawn.
There's some rats. There they are.
Get to keep an eye out for this garden. Something, sweetie. My guess.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
I managed to reach the mass grave in Southwark. It was not pleasant.
Spare me the details, Dr. Reed. All I want to know is what happened to those bastards who owed me money.
Well, she's not a very nice person, is she?
I'm afraid those bastards, as you call them, are in the mass grave.
Dead? Shit. That money would have been useful. Well, I'll tell my boys to avoid the place if it's that dangerous.
Yes. Everybody should avoid that place until further notice.
Okay then, Doctor. It looks like you deserve your reward after all. The Wet Boot Boys thank you for your help.
She's not a very nice person, is she?
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Right. There's another one? Nope, they're all completed. Oh yeah, I forgot to go to him when I defeat that Skull. Fuck, yeah, the fucking Wet Boot Boys. It's not exactly the best name for a gang, is it? I'll probably get stabbed just for laughing at them until they stab me. Actually, I saw some Skulls back here and I want to fight for a bit. Since I'm not feeding on any of the citizens. Just imagine, like, a British gangster saunters up and goes, I'm one of the Wet Boot Boys. You'd keel over laughing, wouldn't you? Like, you genuinely keel over onto the floor.
You won't get me here! Get out!
Oh,
Where are you?
it's a citizen. You're a 9. I'm about to get surrounded here, that's not fun. Alright. Okay, dodge. What? There was 3. Tell me if I'm blind, but there was 3. No, there's 2. Oh, there they are, there's 3. 16, 19. Let's give it a good go. Christ's sake. Let's try that again, shall we? Come on. Come on. Yes. I'm getting better at the fighting.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Right, I was going to read what was in chat, but they were talking a lot, but that's what I said last time. If a group of dudes came acting tough with weapons and shit and said they were the wet boys, I would laugh until they run off ashamed, or I've been stabbed/shot. Yeah, and that was smooth combat, didn't get hit, I don't believe. I did get hit, but it wasn't really noticeable because I managed to stun them and feed. Well, I need to feed a bit more because I used my shadow ability quite a bit in that one. There's rats somewhere, I heard rats. It definitely feels smoother to me. So, bloody letter. Dear mother, whatever happens to me, always remember that your son loves you. I know you did not always approve of the way I chose to live my life, but I won't change. I was born and raised in this part of town, and I just can't stand what is happening to my neighborhood, to people we know. I recently made a terrible decision. I decided to strike back against the tyranny of a few. I know that they will retaliate, but I'm ready for whatever comes, thanks to you. I've always loved to read. Now that I'm about to take action, I can only quote Etienne de la Beauté. They only seem tall because we're on our knees. I won't kneel anymore, mother. I intend to be straight. Stand straight, whatever the cost. Goodbye, my beloved mother, Jack.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Yeah, that's it for in here, I think. Ooh. He's got tasty blood. Gonna wander around and see if I can fight more. Because most of my experience is gonna come from fighting and finishing quests. Because I'm not feeding on people. some more skulls around here? No, but there's blood. Can I open this gate? Yeah, there's another door unlocked. No, but there's pre-one, guys. Of course there is. It's because I'm on this side of the dock, that's why. What level are you? 8. Oh, you should be easy.
This one's mine! What's happening to you?
Ow. I don't like their guns, they hurt. Oh, thing to search. That's dried blood then. Well, I need to go back to the hospital. Because I need to do that one, and oh yeah, he's got a headache, and I can't cure that, can I? 10, 12, okay. I've got aggravated damage there. Now I don't. Let's just toddle along back over then. Oh, boys.
Go back! That leads is
Of course I'm fast, I'm a vampire. What do you expect? Not exactly the smartest ones, are they? Yeah, Strickland's in the hospital somewhere.
When I get back, I'll have a word.
That's Strickland there.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Nope, that's Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
No.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Strickland should be inside. Is that Strickland? That's Ackroyd. There's Strickland.
My sweet girl.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
Yeah, that's fine.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease, with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You don't know what that means to me.
Yeah, right. Hint required. Right. 4,000 XP. Oh,
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
right.
I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium.
As for me,
Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
1 unit of sodium hypochlorite, 1 unit of potassium permanganate, and 6 units of ferrous tartrate.
my sweet girl.
I do have some of that, don't I? Go. Yeah, there's one. I've got 68 of those, okay. And I've got 87 ferrous tartrate. Okay then.
Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
I think I've got more than enough to help him out with his stuff. Stick it to my desk. So what am I supposed to... Your medical desk, yeah. Do I not have sodium hypochlorite? Got sodium hypochlorite solution. Obviously not. Okie dokie then. Actually, can I upgrade this yet? No, I need 3 good handle parts. Well, I'm going to recycle some stuff. Cigarette case. Glass file and finish. Rivets. I might as well recycle his watch. Okay, I must have to search for those ingredients then. That's not fun. Find the local command post of the Guard of Prewin. Now where is that? That's in Whitechapel. Okay then. if I remember rightly from watching Gab play, there's a really strong skull to the right, but I'm still going to try it anyway. Where did it? He hurts. Come on, I can do this. Yes! Wet boot boys not. I heard something there, was that? Concerning the recruitment of new boys in Whitechapel, I think I found one, Albie. He's as stupid as a stool, but tough. It's pre-ones I can hear. I asked him to prove to me he could get some drugs for the black market and deliver them quickly and nicely. Next time you meet, I'll tell him he's accepted as a wet boot boy and he must meet the bosses to get his orders. How easy to know where to go and what to do on this game, by the way. It's fairly easy to know. Like, the map's not super complicated and not super stupid at the same time. Like, you've got markers pointing you with certain ways for stuff. It's not too bad. What level are you guys? Hey, you're not too bad. After that skull, you'll be a piece of cake. Missed me. Can't talk without your jugular, can you? Didn't think so. So the guard of pre-one's just up there. And if they're all between level 10s and 12s, I can take them. Oh, new area. Abandoned investment property. Oh, it's this dude. I think I can open him. Yeah, I'll get you in a minute, man. Shut up. Petition letter. Wait, which one was that? That one. Mr. Bates must stop. For months, for years maybe, Cadogan Bates has exploited us. Mr. Bates must stop. If we had more money or proper jobs, we would never rent any of his extortionate flats. Mr. Bates must stop. We all know what revolting solution he proposes to the women who can't pay the weekly rent. Mr. Bates must stop. Let's meet him together soon and demand an immediate change. Oh, he sounds like an absolute fantastic dude. What level are you? 14.
Get away from me!
Oh god. Yeah, I got stuck there. I got stamina.
Help! Some damn strangers are attacking me!
Wow. Someone's into their cannibalism.
What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages.
I hate him. Can I kill him? Because I hate him. I mean, I want to kill him, but I can't kill him. I still hate him. He's an absolute twat. That looked like a fun night. Yeah, it's everyone's Saturday night, isn't it? You know, doing cannibalism on the mattress outside your bedroom. He's ill. He's got a cold. Everyone's ill. Cold. Headache. Can I even craft colds? Cold cures. Gather the ingredients and formulate the medication. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I got the potassium stuff. And I'm pretty sure I've got the ferrous tartrate stuff. And I'm pretty sure I've got the sodium hypochlorite stuff. So why is it not letting me? This is stupid. Let's track this again. Let's go back down. I'll take my blood back up. I just got an achievement of that called pest control. Okay. I must have killed a lot of rats. Local command post of the Guard of Prewin. It's not that far. You're 16, you're 15, you're 17. Well, I'll give it a good go.
Oh my god! I'll kill it! I'll take its head!
Not too bad if I do say so myself. Steal the reports leading to Pembroke Hospital. For some reason it swapped the stream to an Okami video. My PC has a mind of its own. Skynet's coming. Why was that chair glimmering? Although I need to stock up on blood. $17.
Die, vermin!
Get down. That'll heal eventually. Report about Pembroke, 2nd of November, from Scott Louis Cagney to Mr. Geoffrey McCullum. Object, Pembroke Hospital, survey vampire activity. Sir, having observed the Pembroke Hospital for 2 weeks now, we can confirm vampire activity there. First, we now have proof of the presence of a female leech inside the hospital. The beast is clever. She acts like a mental patient to hide her true, unholy condition. I personally sneaked inside the hospital and heard the creature whining about her need for blood since her body is decaying. But it gets worse. Worst? The administrator of the Pembroke Hospital is Dr. Swansea. According to our team leader, Amanda Tilton, who died yesterday in a fight against a skull by the canal, he may be a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. If that's true, then there may be something big going on at the Pembroke. Maybe even a nest of vampires, protected by those bloody traitors of the stall. We don't know what to do, but we are convinced you better come quickly with reinforcements and heavy gear. Okay then. It's a nice steak. I'll take that steak. Reassure Thelma about the spies. I'm gonna go steal everything they own first. So what else would you do in a video game? A great... Is that not in... Brilliant. That was... Oh god, where is it? There we go. The Great Hunt, hail to our fallen comrades. Hail to our fallen comrades, hail to their bravery, for we prevailed, the guard prevailed. My brothers, we hunted them down, the enemies of mankind, hidden in the dark tunnels of our modern cities. We found them in their nests and dens, and they perished. We brought the fires of battle to the blackest pits. Never had such large-scale war been engaged by mortals against immortals. Remember this victory, my brothers, for it seals and proves our methods. Never sleep, never surrender, never give up. Yes, my brothers, our method is good, and England is safer tonight thanks to you. Thanks to those of us bitten and killed by the enemy, for our trembling hand when they turned against us. Do not tremble, my brothers, do not doubt. I cry tonight for the fallen comrades. I cry, for I'm an old man who finally saw my goal accomplished as I lived my last years on this earth. The Guard of Prewen is only half a century old, and we have already accomplished much more than the traitors of St. Paul in half a millennium. This was our first great hunt. Let them leeches who survived our wrath remember we won't stop. From The Adversary by Kendall Stone, founder of the Guard of Prewen. Well, that just seems unnecessary. To go back to Thelma. Go make sure she knows that all is well. That's a wall.
Damn, just
are.
on every street corner.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind.
Of course you will, because you're a vampire.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Oh, goodbye.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I'll go see if I can mix a solution yet. Just zoom my way through the hospital. Maybe you can do it over here. Everything. Ah.
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
Was it somewhere they're called? Can I? Aha, I can. What else was there? It's there. There we go. I get a headache, which I can't make. Oh, I haven't visited Enid yet. I need to go visit her. He's unknown and he's got a cold. Let's go take the medication to Strickland. Where is he? There he is.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I have improved your mixture.
I have managed to improve the mixture by diluting it. Have you ever heard of Sir Joseph Francis Olive, or the placebo effect?
No, I don't think so. Why?
A placebo is a substance or procedure that has no actual physical effect.
You made a placebo of my project. Why?
Research has established that a placebo, as long as the subject believes in the effect, can provoke a positive physiological reaction.
Really? That's fascinating. And you want me to, what, administer the placebo and see what occurs?
Something like that, yes.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but I trust you, Dr. Reed. Please take the key to my cabinet and put this placebo there for future use.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Put the medication up there, yep. Let's go back up the stairs again. Please tell me I can steal some things while I'm in here.
At least Strickland can't kill anyone with this formula. It's locked.
Well, that's boring. Mr. Goswick's medical file. Mortimer Goswick, male, age 23, followed by Dr. Ackroyd, status convalescence. Date of admission 27th of October, date of release to be determined. Notes: the patient shows many signs of extreme fatigue and major sores in the throat, mouth and tongue, but no sign of flu. Refuses to speak, claims it's too painful. Needs rest and healing of throat mucous membrane before a decision can be made concerning his release.
It's locked, all right.
I'm gonna go back to speak to him then. Still haven't got any further in the main game. Mortimer should be around here.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Your medical report says you're not affected by the Spanish flu. What do you think of that, Mortimer?
Does it make me happy? Not in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would have left this place long ago. I know I don't belong here.
And why do you think you don't belong here?
I know the staff have more important things to do than look after me. There's plenty of patients here who need their attention.
Well, that's just rude and not fair. Everyone deserves help.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
I'll speak to her.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
I've read your son's medical report, Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you so worried?
He was at death's door when he was brought here. I just want him to be better as soon as possible.
He's not out of the woods yet, you know. He might need to stay here longer than expected.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reed. People here only seem to focus on contagious patients. I worry my poor Mortimer will be neglected.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
She's 4,000 XP.
Good evening, sir.
Oof, this is going to be hard to not kill anyone. But I need to head back to the docks because I've got people to heal. Will it be on the western docks though? Probably. And that is... yeah, western docks. Thought so.
My sweet girl.
Yeah, that should be the quickest way, I think, if I can get across. I love being able to jump and zoom across things in this game. It's so convenient. Am I in the right? Yeah. Yes, I am. But they're over this side. Goodbye. So go over here. Come on then. Might as well fight yous. So you need to go across that way and down. Which I can almost guarantee is going to be past some skulls. Yeah, there's some in there. And of course there's some pre-run as well. He's not too bad though.
I'll put an end to you!
Thank you. Can I even get to her actually? Don't think I can.
Stupid beast! Bloody leech!
I'm not sure I can get to where I need to go. Hello.
Go over there! There's one. It ain't human! Kill it! Christ, he's dead! Oh, Christ!
Thank you. So if I can get in there, which I don't think I can.
It's a leech! It's a leech! Christ! He's dead!
There we go. Yeah, I don't think I can get in that area yet. That sucks.
It's locked, all right.
like I'll have to go back then. If I can get in here, if not then I'll have to run back. No. Have to save that one then. Track that one. It should be... Yeah, he's in Whitechapel. Now where's that from here? Same way as the main mission marker.
Wet boots keeping things straight. These parts will be running completely amok.
Right, never mind, I can't jump up there.
Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
I've been in there. Is that way? So I can go through this way to Whitechapel then. At least one district's healthy. I'm not gonna sleep just yet because I don't really have enough experience to be worth it. Right, so now where am I going? Come on. Right. Shillings. Hello. Full health, please, and thank you. What's in here? Shillings. Is there basically nothing in here apart from some shillings? Okay then. Well, there's some skulls screaming already. What's up here? Oh, it's a hideout. Oh, it's guns, I don't need that. Have I got any good handle parts yet? Probably not. Nope. We've got enough of other stuff though. I've got that one there, which is 3 stun points, and that's stamina. Yeah, I'll get the stun points. I've already been there. Too far then.
There's more and more of these bloody legions every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year. When did you look at it? Vicious bugger! Fuck his fast!
Thank you. It's an old road. I don't think I need to go there. Not yet, anyway. He had a name. What?
Best
Roger the
turn around
Wall.
if I were you.
Oof. Okay. Let's go for it then. Oh,
It's locked.
that's locked. See, this dude up here's got a name, which makes me think he's going to be even harder to kill. Roger the Wall. I'm getting rid of you first, mate. Right, well, I'm glad that's done.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
It said there was a new hideout on the map, did it? Yeah.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it!
Oh shit.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
You're being manipulated by these criminals. What's worse is that you're clever enough to know better.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I have a future here.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Well, he's got a chip on his shoulder, hasn't he?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Of course. He's got fatigue, of course he has.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Come on. My controller's disconnected again. It's really starting to do my head in. It's connected to a motherboard USB port as well, so I don't see why it's doing that.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Well, he's as drunk as a skunk and looks as rough as a badger's ass on sandpaper, so...
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin?
It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Oh yeah, because tablets fix everything.
Yes. Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours. This is nothing you should be ashamed of, Benjamin. And it's perfectly natural in your situation.
I'm not ashamed. I just need my pills. Peace and quiet, that's all.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
Oh, shut up.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
God, he's got one half of a chip on his shoulder.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets.
Right, where is my hideout? There.
Not me.
He's got fatigue. He's got a migraine, which I can't fix.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
She's got out, currently.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Sounds like a scam.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Yeah, I figured that one. He's an asshole. So I just picked. I need hints for that too.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Okay, she's the one with the scam. Okay then.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
I need to go knock up some cures first.
Joe, welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
At least fine.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Sounds like Skulls. What have you got to trade, actually?
Right then. Show me what you have.
That's tiny good handle part. I need a normal one. Need normal handle part.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
He's fine.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
Why has everyone in Whitechapel got a bloody chip on their shoulder?
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Why does he look like a grumpier B-Tech version of Jason Statham? Oh, you're not wrong.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
I need to go to my hideout. Which is obviously around here somewhere. Because there's rats. Which I actually need to feed on.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood.
You've just figured that out? Good on you. Assume it's this one. Yeah, it is. Glad not the only one that sees it. I can't unsee it. Yeah, now that you mentioned it, I can't unsee it. And also, if you notice, everyone in this area has a massive chip on their shoulder. It's the Whitechapel way, don't judge. Oh, I will definitely judge. Why be an asshole to a doctor? I don't unlock. Right. So cold, migraine, fatigue, headache, unknown. I have a cold. Back on your feet, fatigue, okay. 3 good handle parts. Or at least 99% don't. Probably why so much shit. It is probably why so much disease and shit is going around. I'll go this way. I'm pretty sure the same company that made this made the Life is Strange games. Or at least the first one. Because I was looking earlier and there was an achievement called Life is Unstrange. Right. This is dispensary. Yeah, some developers. Yeah, I thought so. Because I know how to get the trophy, it's just finding the area to get it. Because I'm trying to find where the hell the Temple District is in Whitechapel.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
And the way to spot a good company is when they can make many different styles and they all work. Yeah. I've been playing through Life is Strange on Xbox actually, it's really fun. Like, the art styles are so different, they must use 2 different engines. They've got to. It's like a quarantine thing. I also have on PC because they're like, oh yeah. Yeah, well I got it on Xbox because of the Game Pass. So.
As long as you have the money.
That's what. I want to find the Temple District before I do these missions. Yeah, I don't know if Outer Worlds is my sort of game. Like, yeah, the RPG element of it, but it's a first-person shooter at the end of the day. Like, meh. Well, hello. I assume I'm going the way for this little mission, which is this one. Yeah, I thought I was. saw that coming. Yeah, it was a bit iffy on suggesting it to you because the RPG side is good, but at the same time it's heavy on shooting, and plus you prefer your medieval fantasy stuff. Same as me when I'm trying to be open. Yeah.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. Huh. There's a letter inside.
Yeah. There's another beast? God, werewolves must be just as much of a problem as vampires in this. Can I sneak? I can. Oh God. Oh, it whimpered like an actual dog. I want it as a pet. Can we keep him? Or at least another one since you killed it. Never seen that before. Am I supposed to read the box then? It's in somewhere. That one. Barrett, there is no easy way to say it, so I'm going to be blunt. We can't keep on like this. At least I can't keep on like this. If Joe ever finds out about us, about his wife and his best friend, it will crush him. And then he will kill you. We had some good times together, but let's face it, I'm never going to be your Jane Lewis. You know it and I know it too, so I'm ending this. Right here and right now. If you agree with my decision, I'm sure we'll find a way to be happy again. You, Joe and me in time. And then the most important part of our story will have been preserved. Until that day, I wish you'd forgive me. Goodbye for now, Jane Peterson.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
There's some spicy drama going on here.
This is no place for you, sir.
I don't care. Whatever the hell you're spraying me with, you can stop, like, now, okay? Yeah, I just found myself into a pair of skulls. Woo! Fun. Why can't I hear Ben's crying? It's like...
peace of mind.
What do I do? Do I give the box and letter to Barrett, who was the person she was cheating with? Or do I give the box and letter to Joe Peterson, who she was cheating on?
How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
You see, because Joe's an asshole, but Barrett was screwing his wife, so kind of deserved at the same time. So I'm tempted to give the box to Joe. If I can even find them again.
All your problems, as long as you have the money.
I like how there's just dead people in the street and they're not getting moved. And stop.
Arsehole littering the streets, not me.
I'm gonna run around for a bit and see if I can find more things. Where have I actually been? Is it over there maybe? Some things. That's Old Road. Oh, what? Damn, I clicked heal, but Jesus. Those bloody clouds don't have to do some damage. Wonder where I respawn. Oh, not too far. Right, I'm gonna try that again. I don't have much blood. Blood's getting back up now. So's my health. Skulls as well. Another beast? Come on now. Old road's a bit dangerous. That's the normal one.
There's one of them!
Where do you go down? Oh god. Jesus.
I'm wet!
Come on, kill him.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
No, it's really bloody not. Well, hello, that's bright. Well, there's the skulls from before. I think I can't get past. What's in here? That is another skull. Oh, Jesus. Oh, get off me. I don't like getting surrounded.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, that was plain.
All right. I shan't insist. Goodbye for now, sir.
That's interesting. that it? Now where am I at? Stormbridge Cemetery. Okay. I think I'm going a little bit out of my depth here. What is it this way? I just forgot where the temple district is, or if I can even get there yet. I saw something on there. Oh, quarantine. Oh, dodge, but okay, whatever. Level are you? 16. Okay, let's try.
This is despicable.
It's another skull. They're all 12, so they shouldn't be too bad, should it? Oh, get me out of the corner. What? Wool scarf? What? A beautiful and warm woolen scarf with traditional Romanian pattern. Interesting. Shillings. Find out to whom the scarf belongs. Okay. I still think I'm gonna give the box and letter to Joe instead of Barrett, because even though Joe's an asshole, Barrett screwed his wife.
It's Elite! Easy does it, boys! What you do with this vermin? Christ, he's dead! Burn, vermin!
Clearly everything's decided to respawn since I got killed. Oh, maybe the temple district's down here. I haven't been through there yet. That's if I can even get through there, which I don't think I can.
It's locked, all right.
I want up from that side, which is the quick way. Can I go up and round or not? Go up and round, I need to go there. Is not where I'm marked. I'm marked over here. Did I? Yeah. To the left. Hi.
He's mine! I'll take it! Christ! He's dead! He's too fucking fast! We have to stop it!
That's going to be so awkward. Yeah, that's why it's blocked. So I'll just give up for that for now. And I'll go ahead out here.
It's locked.
Never mind. I'll go on the long way. Yeah, I think that's why it was cut off before. Let's try that.
Bloody hard boy.
Yeah, it is.
When Boots will be proud of me.
Sort of bloody joke to you, eh?
When science fails you.
Where's it gone?
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You again? What do you want this time?
I think the documents in this box could be of some interest to you.
Really? Where'd you get it?
I found it in an abandoned building nearby. I thought you might want to keep these letters.
Let me see. Letters about my boy. Thank you, sir.
You do not appear surprised or pained by this.
Surprised about what? Harry's my son, I'm his father, and that's all there is to know, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Here's a little something for your trouble. And to remind you to keep your mouth shut about all this.
Okay then.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Taking up my father's business.
Oh yeah, who was fatigued again? Right, there's someone around here. So I'm pretty sure someone was.
As long as you have the money.
He's got a migraine. Ah, it was him.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
Well, your attitude changed, didn't it?
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Shockingly, when they need
Goodbye,
help, their
young man.
attitude suddenly changes.
Be proud of me.
Bloody joke to you, eh? Stealing drugs from the sick and suffering.
Thanks, controller. Brilliant.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
That is fantastic. Mid-running, it just goes, nah.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Well, I'm there.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Ah yes, isn't vampire hearing fantastic?
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for
Well, there is no protection against malevolence and trickery.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Well, that's interesting. Someone's got something to hide. He's got fatigue as well.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I must confess, some of my rational views have been shaken by recent events.
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
Have I done through everything then? Yep.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
So he's got fatigue.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
Ugh.
Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Yeah, I only believe in facts. Shut up.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition.
Is that one? Yeah, it was.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Hang on, my controller's gone again. This is a ridiculous amount of times to happen during the stream.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Find the mailbox and find Richard near the cop. Oh? Does that mean someone's going to try and be sneaky and I can spy on them?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye then.
Well, that was an entirely riveting conversation. Flower bouquet. A small flower bouquet with a voucher for a free medical checkup hidden between the flowers. It's the same one.
Hello again, miss. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then.
Yes, that's Old Road again. No thanks and goodbye. Where was that post box? Darius Petrescu's letter. My dearest, most beloved children. I'm so sorry you have not heard from me for a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it may sound selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war, but there is also a war going on here in England. A war against poverty and against injustice. This is a war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. This is why I'm writing to you today. I won't be coming back to Romania. That probably means I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darlings. You are grown up now and you have children of your own. You know the sacrifice we sometimes must accept to make the world a better place. This is one I must make now. I feel useful one more time. I wish you a long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me and remember that your father loves you all the way from this cold, damp country. I am as ever your loving father, Darius Petrescu.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
I cannot enter.
Of course, why would it?
The walls of your home will not protect you.
That's why, because there's scars. Quarantine influenza. Oh, that sucks. Where would that lead anyway? Oh, off the map, no wonder. Oh, you can hear the poet, so he's obviously down here.
Oh, Camellia.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
That's a mood.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
He's got a cold.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
I mean, it's not exactly a bad thing.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Well, someone's salty.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
This is the way to the one that was closed. Editor refusal letter. Sycophant Publishing Ltd. Lavender Court, Camden Street, London. Dear Mr. Nethercott, thank you for sending your book of poems, Songs from the Defeated City, which we found as interesting and profound as we told you the first time we received it. Alas, in the terrible times our country is currently facing, you must understand that such title would be totally inappropriate for any publication. Thus, since you still refuse to change the title and demand the full publication of none of your work, I'm sorry to announce you that Sycophant Publishing chose the sex adoption. With kindest regards, A.G. Morris. We'll go back to him again.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
When she was younger, my mother was a painter and a poet. She told me many times how poor her artist friends were, and how she helped them.
My parents pay for my rent, my food, and my clothes. All I have to give them in return is lies they do not believe.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Oof.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Depressing. Now let's head back to Darius Petrescu. You're new.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Okay.
Could this be the scarf you lost, Miss Popper?
It is much more than a scarf to me. It is the only thing that connects me to my family and my country. Thank you so much.
Hint failed. Oh well, goodbye then.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
I'm not too bothered about hints since I'm not killing everyone, and she's got fatigue as well.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Oof.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed. Or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
That seems to be a common occurrence.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Fair enough.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Right, I need to head back to our hideout. It's just around the corner. So I've got people to cure. And yeah, I've somehow missed that. Okay.
long as you have the money.
Of course, money. Right, so who needs what and what can I actually do? Right, so 2. So 2 fatigues. 2 fatigues, 2 colds, and a bronchitis. Was that 3 fatigues? Completely lost that there. 1, 2. I've got a cold. Which I can't because I've just run out. Fantastic. I need 3 more potassium, blah blah, whatever that is. I'll probably find that somewhere. Let's see if she's selling 3 pieces of potassium.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Yeah, I might as well buy all 5. And then head back and make a bronchitis cure. After that, just run around in my vampire senses mode to find the ill people. Bronchitis. Well, hello. Didn't see you guys before. Blood as addiction. Vampires drink blood. This may be their most specific trait. This may be their most specific trait, the sinister peculiarity of their condition, if I may say so. But for me, this is not the most important characteristic of their diet. What has always fascinated me since I started to study them is the imperative need for blood they seem to endure. They want it more than anything, and this desire can drive them to expose themselves. And when they drink it, they seem to feel some sort of short trance. An ecstatic said to me once a Volkod I interviewed in Moscow. I'm convinced that this is an essential element to understand the nature of the condition of vampires. They don't drink blood because it sustains them, but that it offers them ecstasy. Vampires are addicted to blood, all of them. It is part of their nature, and those among the immortals who refuse to submit to their appetite by the strength of their will only are never freed from this addiction. From Unveiling the Night by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul. And there's a thing.
It's locked.
Where was that? Annoying. Right, now I'm going to have to just run around in this mode, find the ill people. So 2 fatigues, 2 colds, and a bronchitis. See if I can find them.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
He's got a migraine. He's recovering. It's rats. Get rid of my aggravated damage and feed.
I have this thirst for blood.
Ah, Darius has got the bronchitis. I can't cure him yet. Finish this bit first, then run around again.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Now let me steal all your things now that you let me in your house. And talk to you properly.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me everything you know.
I do not...
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr.
God, I forgot
Petrescu.
to heal him.
Yes?
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Now let me steal more things. The antique figure of... what? Oh, it's in here somewhere then. The antique figure of Colicus Of my many journeys, I believe I was the most amazed by my exploration of the Mediterranean Isles, and particularly the island of Santorini, searching for traces of vampire presence in these sunburnt lands. Herodotus himself refers to the island in his fourth book, and I am personally convinced that there are many mysteries to be unveiled in this part of the world. Who knows that, even today, the island of Santorini is still considered by some as the most vampire-infested places in the world, way more than the Carpathians, and that its inhabitants are considered as specialists of the vampire hunt, or the hunt for Vrykolakas, as they call the creature. According to the local myths, it is a dead person who does not decay, and who can show a vermilion complexion as long as he is gorged with fresh blood. He cannot enter a house without knocking and getting a response. Garlic makes him flee. He does not consume under the sun, but his skin blackens. He can change into a wolf and other animals. What struck me the most is that the same name exists, with small variations from Mediterranean Sea to the Balkans. The Greeks call him the Vrykolakas. The Bulgarians and the Macedonians call him the Vakolak or Vakolak. The Serbians call him Vukodlak. Yes, Vukodlak, a name so similar to the Vulkod we already know. My dear brothers, just to write the few words now gives me the shivers. I am personally convinced that we are here confronted to some of proto-vampires. Maybe they are the missing link between the modern vampires and the creatures that came before them. If God allows me enough time, I wish one day to go back to Santorini Island and find the Trillis antique and forgotten figure. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul. That's interesting.
It's locked.
Bottle of cheap gin. Right, well, I'm off to go see. First of all, I'll look on that. I need to go see Dorothy now. And unlock this one. So that makes my life easier. Where's the friend's dispensary? Gonna run around and steal everything because why not?
I'm thirsty. Give me a drink.
Can you hear my voice?
Letter to Nurse Crane. That should be in here. London, 31st of October. My dear Dorothea, when you read this letter, I will be on the boat that will take Anton and me back to Brasov. England was not for us. And I confess I cannot wait to see again the proud hills of Transylvania. As soon as we are there, I promise I'll light a candle in the Black Church and pray for you to survive this terrible epidemic. I know that you do not agree with this decision, and that you are determined to be more useful by helping our comrades exiled in the East End, but Anton cannot wait to return to our beloved country and see our long-awaited revolution bloom. He is my husband. I will stay by his side. I know we had our arguments and our fights. I know you would have wanted me to stand by your side and help you manage this clinic of yours. But now that I'm leaving England, be assured that if anything would happen to you, if you ever were in great trouble or danger, I would come back immediately to London, with or without Anton. Please think of me as much as I think of you. I'm your affectionate sister, Theodora.
I need help!
Oh, this is going to be
What
fun.
do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Don't question me, nurse. I need a drain. Now.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Are you supposed to be able to help him? Because I don't think you can.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
But it seems like I did everything I could and he still died.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs. And I'll milk her for all she's got.
Asshole. If I was a vampire, I'd be overprotective of my blood, especially if there's even a chance someone can use it to turn themselves. Yeah, so would I.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
What, you were speaking to him in English and he was speaking to you in English? So how did they not speak English?
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Ooh, hint required. I wonder what that one would have been. Nah, so I'm gonna spare her. I have a feeling killing her is not gonna be well.
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
I watched the hint required one. Achievement unlocked, interview with the vampire. That's clever. Nurse Crane, hint failed. Yeah, because I was gonna... Yeah, hint failed. Well, thanks. Jeez. Because I saw when Gab did it, it's like a mesmerized one. Is that a reference to the movie? Yeah, probably. Like it's like the mesmerized one. Like you tell her like it ends now, forget all this, and she just goes insane and dies anyway, which is stupid. Oh bollocks.
This one stinks. Watch yourselves! There's one of them! Oh, Christ! He's dead!
Yeah, like if oh wow, yeah, like if you pick the option that mesmerizes her, she just turns into a skull. Which, safe to say, really annoyed Gab when she played it, which I don't blame her. But, yeah. Report to Lady Ashbury. No, I want to run around and heal people for a bit. I've still got more to do.
It's locked, all right.
Damn it.
It's locked, all right.
Right, well, let's run around and see who needs healing. And yeah, you're right. It would affect the ending if I killed her. But she just has tasty blood. Oh, hello.
Stupid fool! See that fancy? This one's
Ow.
He's done for! Oh, Christ!
I'll take your blood, thank you. I wonder why Prewin turned up. Interesting. Right, so who actually needs healing? Clayton, Christina. Cadogan. I can't heal him yet, I don't think. Richard. I can't heal him either. So, Clayton, Christina, and Richard. Where's Joe?
I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe?
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
He's got fatigue as well, of course he has.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Good. That's one way
Forgive
to
my
put it.
bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
This place is awful, I agree. But does that not mean your situation can only improve?
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so.
Isn't that agoraphobia?
I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Probably both.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Controller's gone again. But Colossus Joe, that's such a stupid name.
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
Why are you sad then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realise he's as sad as me now.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I liked books.
He's recovering.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Don't mind me, just gonna...
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
steal all your belongings.
It's locked.
Job refusal then. Dear Mr. Peterson, it is my duty to inform you of our refusal to accept your application for a job at the dockyard. I must thank you for the time spent at our office explaining the difficulty of a situation with your ill boy and the loss of your beloved wife. But it is also my duty to point out the policy of our company, which expressly reproves the employment of former criminals or convicts. Your unfortunate connections with the ill-famed Wet Boot Boys have been duly noted. These are hard times, sir, and Finch and Harper intend to award first the candidates who pass the small inquiry we like to conduct about our future employees. You have my deepest sympathy, and may God be with you and your family. Sincerely, R.D. Harper. Professional vampire hunters. If you ever suspect someone to be a vampire, don't try to kill it yourself. You have no chance. Instead, contact me or try to inform a professional vampire killer. These men and women are rare, but they know what to do against these evil creatures. It even seems that some of them are working together under the name of the Guard of Priwen, a paramilitary organisation dedicated to the eradication of the vampires in London. They are your friends. You are not alone. Solutions exist. Be smart. Spread the word. Clarence Crossley. For more information, please contact me directly. Interesting.
Is there only pain and suffering in it?
So who else needs healing? They both had fatigue, so I need to go back and craft another one. Isn't he supposed to be up here? Oh. Where are you going? Someone's being sneaky.
You still want more from Christina?
When we spent the night together, my wallet went missing.
Are you calling me a thief? I don't have your stupid wallet.
I know you. You're a nice girl. Can't we solve this amicably?
No, I don't think so. And if you think you know me just because we share the bed together, you're just a lousy and arrogant journalist.
Both. So where is... there. I need to go craft another fatigue cure first.
The walls of your home will not protect you.
Oh, shut up. Can I go this way? No. If you're not strong enough, remember that the blood of the citizens is the fastest way to evolve. Yeah, well, I'm not going to go kill any citizens because I'm a good boy. remove that. It should be around here. There's Christina.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
No.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Did you steal Clayton Darby's wallet? Tell me the truth, Christina.
Of course I stole it. But I never thought he would come back to look for it.
Why did you do it? He seems to trust you.
For a time I thought he was different from other men. In the end, he just wanted to sleep with me. Same as the others.
Mixing money with passion rarely delivers a beautiful story.
Lucky me. I don't believe in beautiful stories anyway.
Well done.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Where's he gone now? So who else was it? Clinton. Richard Nethercott. Where's Clinton?
I'll be Jeff. Pay me a bottle and
There he is.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Achievement unlocked, Hippocratic Oath.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Tell me, Clayton, do you really think this young woman stole your wallet?
Christina? Yes. I recently met her. A nice girl, despite her questionable conduct.
How exactly did you meet Christina?
During my investigation, I offered my hotel room to her to rest and get away from the street.
And what happened?
The next morning, my wallet and my watch had disappeared. I suppose that's what you get for being a good Samaritan.
If you are going to sleep with a lady of the night, Clayton, I would advise you to be cautious.
I can't really be mad at her, though. She's just trying to survive. She doesn't have many options.
Was it wise to become so intimate with a woman you were supposed to interview, Clayton?
Maybe it was. But I have learned to look for the inner truth and beauty in people.
I know more than enough to understand your situation. For a reporter, you certainly lack impartiality.
I would have expected more open-mindedness from an educated man like you, Dr. Reed. If you have no further wisdom to impart, I shall take leave.
I'll screw you too then.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Now, Richard was another one. And I think the last one is someone I can't heal yet. And yes, I'm well aware I've got 4,000
Good
XP
evening,
to
Mr.
spend.
Nethercott. And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and
macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Right, now let's... anything else? I'll do that after I level up. So, migraine I can't heal. Can't heal him because he's not back yet. Can't heal him because he won't let me in. Can't heal him. And I don't know what hers is. So, I need to head back to Lady Ashbury then. It shouldn't take too long. Considering most things only respawn when you die or sleep, but this wasn't here before.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Yeah.
Kill it, boy!
Oh.
Cross the lead, boys! Burn it! Die, Bernie! God!
Well, that was annoying. That was like a boss battle. Is that someone from... Oh, what a shame. Someone from Prewin's being attacked. That's so awful. Yeah, it's not on purpose. But I kind of want the experience, so... Hello! was the old pre-run headquarters. Alright. Right. Now I can make my way over to Lady Ashbury properly then. And then once I've spoke to her, I'll probably rest up and end the stream. If my controller doesn't die by then. Again.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize, my lady. I know exactly what you endure.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan.
Eh?
I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you, it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right, say I trust you, but you will still pay the ransom. That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
Finally.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now. and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but... are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
Be wise to stay clear. All I've been running through is killing them all.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Okay, looks like I'm analysing the blood first then. Got a serum from that?
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Yeah, well, you're not talking to Dr. Swansea right now, so yeah. I'm going to heal first because I've got 5,000 XP to spend. So what? Oh, ultimates. You lose control and let the beast take over for a short time. The beast teleports itself to all the enemies around you and strikes them with furious blows. That might be fun for when I'm surrounded. Create a shadow vortex at your target's feet. Coming to life, the shadows erupt at an enemy and inflict tremendous damage. You focus your power to boil your target's blood, causing it to violently explode, dealing damage to target and anything nearby. I think Rage is probably the best, correct me if I'm wrong, because that goes to everyone. I mean, that does 600 shadow, 400 blood and 200 normal. And Shadow seems to be really strong, so I'm probably going to go for Abyss. See if I read. That can go to 2,000 Shadow. Some bits so powerful that even vampires fear them. Abyss is one of them. The vampire concentrates, summoning the shadows in their purest, darkest form. These shadows capture the vampire's prey and toys with it, like a cat with a mouse. After a brief moment, the shadows strike, impaling their prey. Because of its dark nature, this type of ability cannot be used too often. What about this one? The vampire concentrates their power on one target and makes the victim's blood boil. Through this process, the vampire will regenerate and absorb part of the target's blood. The vampire will release their prey after a few seconds, leaving damaging blood cells within them. These cells will continue to impact their host before exploding after a short time. The blast will affect any living creature near the host. And that can go up to 1,300. What about Rage? Uses control and unleashes the beast within to do their dirty work. The beast teleports itself to targets around them, striking with an unfettered fury. No, I think Abyss is probably better. much is that? 1,000. I'm going for it anyway. Right. I need more stamina. That's 1,000. Let's have a look. I could do with more health as well. That's tempting. Blood capacity, I definitely need that. What's that? Blood absorption when using fight in combat. I needed that. Hard biting, increased damage inflicted. 600 for that one. Increase your life regeneration. Yes, please. And I wanna. Can I upgrade Shadow Mist? No. Damn it. I always forget to upgrade that. It's tiny. I'll upgrade this lot then. Another lot of blood capacity. 300, yeah. It's 2,000. Yes, I'm probably gonna upgrade that next, upgrade that next. I'm level 14, so I went up 4 levels. It's not too bad. Futile police raids in Whitechapel. As of late, the rumours that surround Whitechapel are ripening into facts. In the last 3 months, the police have suspected the district of hosting what might be the heart of London's medicinal black market. But of course, these suspicions will remain assumptions, for no task force or additional police presence has been sent to Whitechapel. No large drug stocks have been found, nor no crime lords arrested. The masquerade has only been planned as a desperate attempt to conceal the blatant incompetence of the London City Council's Board of Health by giving the populace a cheap and easy victory while the epidemic spreads more and more each day. Worst of all, when you take time to review the most recent statistics, you discover that the district of Whitechapel is coping with the disease much better than other parts of the city. Is it a miracle? Evidence of an activity of an illegal but efficient medical underground? More proof of the authorities' criminal incompetence? All I know is this: if a Londoner has a better chance to survive the epidemic by choosing to live in this godforsaken borough, then I'm ready to move any cheaply infested flats some shady landlord will agree to rent right now. Your actions have impacted the borough's economy. Okay. Well, you're stable now. Oh, it's so close to being sanitized. I need a headache cure for you. Yes! Docs are now healthy. Get in. So it's migraines, colds, migraines, all of that. There we go. So I am going to leave this stream here. It's a bit shorter than the last one, but I'm getting tired and hungry. So I'll be streaming tomorrow, but tomorrow will be Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And then Saturday it'll be Vampyr again. So thank you to everyone who stayed and watched, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.